All right, well, good morning. Early morning, a little before 7 a.m. I am doing some carp fishing. As you can tell by the pack bait, this pack bait, kind of a mess. Trying a little something different, and I'm sure it'll work, but I don't know why it came out so sticky. I guess the peaches. So this pack bait, I didn't feel like going to the grocery store, so I had the oats, I had the can of corn, I had some peaches in heavy syrup, and I crushed up some Apple Jacks. So we've got peaches and Apple Jacks and corn, and it's kind of a sticky mess. I don't know why. I didn't think it would come out to be quite so sticky, but it did. And this spot is going to be a little tricky when I want to get down to the water. There's a little drop off here, but it's okay. You might have to come down there to land a fish, but I can probably just jump down in the water. I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go. So yeah, doing some carp fishing. It's in the 70s right now. We're supposed to get some storms later on. It seems like that's the whole summer, is heat and storms. So I try and fish in between those storms. Yeah. One out there. It's probably about, I've brought my kayak through here. I think it's about 4 or 5 feet. And I'm going to send one off to the side as well. There we go. That works. Might have an issue with some weeds today. I see them floating by. I know that they treated this place for overgrown weeds, as a lot of lakes have done this year. So there's a lot of loose weeds floating around, so I might have an issue with that, but we'll see. I wonder how the weed control affects them, because I know that they eat that grass, and I don't know what type of chemicals they use to kill off the weeds. So yeah, you're like right kind of in my lines, buddy. They usually can see them and they get away from them. But I don't know, I guess there's something there that he wants to eat. That was weird. Just kind of held right there. That was really strange, the way that took that almost turtle-like. This guy is he's just staring at me. He's like, come on, man, I know you got some food. I'm gonna bring this in again. That's okay. So now I've got two. Oh, That may have been a turtle. Luckily, it's not on there anymore. It's coming up real clean, so something, if I had to guess, something is definitely eating the pack bait down there. Yeah, see that? Hook is all twisted. Something was doing something. It's all twisted around. Just fix that. Yeah, you guys can't see it, but I see a big old turtle right out that way. Big snapping turtle. Just went under. I knew that's what it was. He more than likely didn't even pull my hook. He probably grabbed the whole method feeder and started walking with that, and that's why my line stretched out like that. Yep, there it goes again. That's gotta be that goddamn turtle. I don't want to catch that thing. Ah, shit. Yep. Well, if he comes in this easily, then we're okay, but I'm almost positive that he's on here. Well, alright, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do now. He's actually coming in. They usually will dig their claws down. I mean, unless it's a gigantic clump of weeds, but I'm pretty sure this is that snapping turtle that was out there. Definitely feels like it's moving a little. Yeah. Alright, well, that kind of sucks. I don't know. Just trying to keep him swimming so his claws don't get down. Yeah. There he is. Jeez, he's huge too. This sucks. What are you doing, you dummy? Oh, he's huge. It's a big snapping turtle. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Get him on there. Yeah. Well. I am not putting my hand near that thing, I can tell you that much. I wish he could just break off. I can actually see the hook. I don't have long enough pliers though to do anything about that. Just have to break them off. I knew it, I knew. And he's huge, that's a big turtle. I don't want to lose my entire rig. Now he's down in the mud. I don't want to net him. Yeah, I know, buddy, but what are you going to do? Alright, here we go. The line on that is, I think that's 30-pound braid. I'd rather not lose my entire rig. I would like for him to just snap off. Oh, this is not cool. Yeah, I don't mess with these things, especially when they're this big. I'm not putting my fingers anywhere near that thing's mouth. There it is. Yeah, I hate to leave him with a hook in his lip, but luckily it was in his lip. I could see it. So that sucks. All right. Well, I think we're gonna move. I'm not having any luck here anyhow, so let's try and make a move. Man, that sucks. I gotta retie that. There we go. Looked like a run at first, but went slack. Now more slack. Maybe it could be just that he's running towards me. It's possible. But kind of acting. Yeah, it's a bullhead. Got excited because he actually ran with it, but nope. And normally I'd be happy to just be catching something, but really didn't want to mess with these things today. If I had some light gear, that'd be fun, but it's really not that much fun when you've got these heavy rods. Be a good eater if we could eat things out of this place, but I don't think we can really do that either. Oh, yeah, he tried getting me, and it almost happened. Take these weeds out of here. Man, you really got that thing, huh? Jeez, I'm gonna need my pliers for this. There we go. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of cool. See these little, look like little pinpricks almost. That's part of their sensory system when they're trying to find food. Between the barbels and that, yeah, okay. I guess I should be grateful that might be the only fish we catch today, but yeah, he's on there. And that sucks. I was really hoping to let these soak for the last half hour that I'm here, but I'm gonna stick to what I said, and I'm not gonna rebait. I'll let that one sit for a little bit, and that'll be it. What did you do? You got in a big clump of weeds. Yep, he sure did. What did you do? What a mess. And they're, like I said, they're treating for the weeds, and that's what happens. They just loosen on up. I know, buddy. He's talking. You kind of messed up my morning, though, dude. I wanted to let that hang out for a little bit, and well, I guess that's gonna be it for that rod. I'm just gonna pack this one up. I'll let that one sit a little bit. That's in the cove there. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I figured I would give it a try. I might as well, speaking of gear, while I'm sitting here, so these rods that I use, these are not expensive rods. You know, I fish on a budget. I've got 3 kids, a wife and a dog, a mortgage, 2 cars, you know, all that good stuff. So I can't afford to spend hundreds of dollars on a single rod. But these are these Quantum Optic rods, and my bass rods I do spend a little more on, but these, for what I use them for and for how gross they get, I've had these now for 3 years, and have fished them right through the summer. This all comes off. This is just pack bait that's on there, and I'll, you know, clean up the reel and everything. But these go for $60 on Amazon, and it's a great carp rod if you're not looking to, you know, spend a crazy amount of money. They have held up really well. I've really abused these things, and you know, my thought process is that if one of them breaks, I've already gotten 3 years out of these things. I'd just buy another one. You know, $60 for a rod and reel. Where else are you gonna find that? And they're actually really good. The rods are heavy, but they actually, I'll just flip this over. So it's actually it's medium heavy that I use, 7 foot. But I have brought in 20+ pound carp with these. I just brought in that snapping turtle. So yeah, they hold up pretty well. I haven't had any issues with them, and I won't cry if one of them, you know, explodes on me and the reel falls apart or the rod breaks or whatever, because I'm only, you know, I think $60 for 3 years worth of use is pretty good, and I don't expect them to break down this year. I haven't had any issues with them. I just clean them up really good after the season, and then before the following season I re-spool them, and they've been working really great. So just something to keep in mind. You don't have to spend a fortune to go fishing. You know, it's more about finding the fish, using your skills, and learning that stuff. Don't worry about like, oh well, I have to get this, you know, whatever $200, $300 rod, and then I have to get this $300 reel. It's just not necessary. You know, if you can afford it and you've got money to blow, sure, go for it. I think for myself, I like something that's comfortable. I picked up one of these rods and I really liked it, and I'm probably gonna pick up a couple more maybe this winter, just to have, you know, because you know, I have a couple bass rods that I really love, and they were put out by Shimano, and one in particular, and the rod broke. It didn't snap or anything. It was where the reel went in, and I cannot find that rod, and it kills me because it was just the weight of it. It just felt perfect in my hand, and I paid maybe $60 for that rod. So, you know, try stuff out. I'm not saying, you know, you can get away with going to Walmart and getting like a really flimsy rod and reel. That'll work just fine. If that's all you can afford, then do it. But I don't think it's necessary to spend thousands of dollars on your fishing equipment. You know, if you're a YouTuber and you're getting paid, then sure. Or if you have sponsors that are giving you equipment, sure, that's great. But for a normal person who works a 9 to 5 and has a family and you know, bills to pay and stuff, I can't justify or telling my wife like, oh, I spent, you know, $600 on a couple rods today. That's ridiculous. So my 2 cents, you know, if you like fishing, just fish. With me and my dad, like when we first started, you know, when I fished with my dad, we used to go to flea markets, and we'd haggle with people. People would have like a stack of rods and reels, and my dad would haggle with them. and we'd bring them home and clean them up, and it was just fine. We never worried about, like, I don't know, I just think there's so much bullshit, and everything is about status now. Like, what do you have? What gear are you using? It doesn't matter, you know. And same goes for baits. I mean, there are certain baits that I want a name brand because it works really well, but there's other things like plastics. If I find a bin of plastics and they're like $1 a bag, I'll buy 10 or 20 bags and just try them out, and 9 times out of 10 they work just fine. So with that said, I think I'm gonna call it. There's nothing happening here today, so I am gonna post this video just because of my little spiel about the gear. I think that's an important thing, especially for young kids that are watching YouTube fishing videos and stuff. Don't get sucked into that whole thing of, you know, I can't go fishing because I don't have $300 to spend on a bass rod or whatever. Dude, you know, go to a place like KastKing is a perfect example. I love KastKing products, and I have 3 or 4 bass reels that are KastKings. Abu Garcia is another really good brand that you can find fairly inexpensive rod and reel combos or just reels. Shimano is another brand that if you want some bass rods at a really good price that really hold up well and feel great in your hands, I would definitely check out Shimano products. But yeah, so just fish, have fun, go fishing, enjoy yourself, and screw what anybody else says or you know, your friends have to say about your equipment or whatever it is. Learn how to fish. That's the most important thing. Understand structure, understand, you know, what time of the year, what the fish are going to be doing, when they're going to be spawning. Those are the important things, because that's the stuff that's going to catch you fish. So I'm going to reel this in. I'm going to end this right here. So again, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. And then maybe, who knows, maybe someday I'll have some awesome gear that I can that I can talk about. I don't think I would actually do that. I might get a little better gear, but I'd probably just get more of it. If I had $600 to spend, I would get a few rods rather than just 1 or 2. So that's just me. But yeah, go out fishing, have some fun, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a little uneventful, but this is fishing. You know, everybody gets skunked, and it happens. And you know, even though we pulled in a couple catfish, I'm still calling this a skunk because it's not the target species that I was after. Get the big stupid turtle, a couple catfish. But in the end, I was out today. Nobody bothered me, which is just absolute miracle. It was a perfect day to catch fish. I wish that they were biting. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.